The holiday season is here, so why not get out and enjoy it on the CTA? This month we begin our adventure aboard the CTA in Shopper's Paradise, Michigan Avenue. What to do with all those packages? We'll tell you on our way to our destination, Andersonville, where visitors can experience the holidays Swedish style. Next, we're riding the rails on the holiday train. On our way, you'll meet a CTA employee newly crowned the King of Cleanliness. We're making our way to our last stop, Daley Plaza, with a few tax-saving tips for the new year along the way. All of that and more this month on Connections. Come along for the ride. Hi, I'm Dale Rivera. Welcome to Connections, where you'll find out all about using public transportation in and around Chicago. The Magnificent Mile is one of our city's premier shopping districts. People come here from all over to shop, and they're using the CTA to enjoy the experience of North Michigan Avenue, our first stop. The lights are on and bells are ringing on Michigan Avenue as Chicagoans and visitors alike shop till they drop. Michigan Avenue, or Chicago's Magnificent Mile, is a hub of activity during the holiday season, with millions of people visiting the shopping district in December alone. But the Mag Mile wasn't always a popular destination. The story of Michigan Avenue begins with the historic Water Tower, which was one of the only buildings to survive the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. Its endurance over the last century is symbolic of Midwestern strength and resilience for which Chicago is known. In 1909, the Chicago Plan was created to then transform Michigan Avenue into a major commercial boulevard. Developers envisioned an avenue similar to Paris's Champs-Élysées. With the opening of the Michigan Avenue Bridge in the 1920s, a building boom led to the construction of the famous Wrigley Building and then to one of the avenue's first skyscrapers, the Chicago Tribune Building. In 1947, Michigan Avenue was coined the Magnificent Mile, as it was finally transformed into the shopping, dining, and cultural district we see today. The modern Magnificent Mile isn't just lined with big-name stores selling everything you can imagine. Visitors can also take in a little culture along the way, starting with the City Gallery and the historic Water Tower. Here, Chicago-themed photography exhibits showcase Chicago photographers. The exhibits are free to the public all year. Just across the street, inside the historic pumping station, is the new home of Chicago's Looking Glass Theater. And one block off of Michigan Avenue sits the city's Museum of Contemporary Art. The Terra Museum of American Art is also on Michigan Avenue, and here you can see more than 700 famous works of American art. The Magnificent Mile is home to the renowned John Hancock Center, which had the distinctive title of World's Tallest when it was built in 1970. The observatory at the top of the Hancock is still a great way to get a bird's-eye view of Chicago. Each year, Chicagoans pound the pavement of the Magnificent Mile looking for that special gift or a bargain, and many of those shoppers are CTA customers. A recent CTA study looked at shoppers who were coming to Michigan Avenue and State Street, and how they were getting here.
The study told us that of all the people shopping down in these areas, 40% took CTA to get here. And that's a high percentage. In fact, it's the single most preferred mode of transportation.
As part of the study, the CTA also determined that on average, each customer spent $132 at stores, restaurants, and attractions along the Magnificent Mile.
The total for all of CTA customers coming downtown and their shopping on a given year is $1.7 billion. And that represents about close to 40% of all the sales in the North Michigan and State Street areas in a given year.
South Shore resident Pamela Amos hops on board the bus to shop on Michigan Avenue so she can avoid traffic and parking fees.
No car transportation, no gas, no headaches, just relaxation.
And whether traveling by bus or train, customers like Pamela find that the CTA is a quick way to get to all their favorite stores.
The fact that we can drop people off right on Michigan Avenue on a bus or a couple blocks away on the L is easy access for people, I think, more than anything else.
So whether it's shopping, dining, or entertainment you're looking for, the easiest way to explore Chicago's shopping districts is on the CTA.
There are any number of great places to shop this holiday season. We're on our way to another shopping area you might want to check out, Andersonville. Or maybe you enjoy shopping from your computer. If so, the CTA's website might be for you.
Are you searching for that unique holiday gift with a little Chicago flair? Well, look no further. You may find what you're looking for with the help of the CTA. The CTA has its own line of collectibles and clothing to commemorate Chicago's historic public transit system. And there's something for everyone.
We have a lot of variety of things for every different type of person. You know, something that you can actually use while you're on the system and things that you may want to decorate your home and things of that nature.
Modeling some of the CTA fashions today, we have Bob, who is sporting the CTA polo shirt and cap. And on the platform is Marla, who is looking sleek in this black CTA jacket. And then there's Jeff, the professional, in the CTA map tie. You can find these items and more by logging on to the CTA's website at www.transitchicago.com. Click Gift Express and away you go. On the web, you can view all the different CTA items, see sizes and prices, and place an order.
Right now, our best-selling item is the Rail Map t-shirt. It's offered in black, white, and we also have youth sizes for the children. And then we also have the Rail Map, which is a map that you will see on the actual rail cars above the doors.
For all of you transit buffs, the CTA sells books, videos, and other collectibles that tell a little bit about Chicago's transportation past. And check out the accessories made from old CTA tokens.
We have the cufflinks, which are available in bezeled gold, sterling silver, and antique silver. We have a money clip, which is also available in bezeled gold and silver. And we have tie clips, we have tie pins, and we also offer keychains.
If you think you might lose your way on the CTA, you can find a convenient item with a map, whether it be a mouse pad, umbrella, or socks.
The socks are very popular. The results of the sales have been phenomenal.
If you want to check out all the CTA items in person, the best place to go is the CTA's main office on the 7th floor of the Merchandise Mart. You can also call Gift Express at 312-664-7200, extension 3066.
We receive sales from all over the map. New York, California, Puerto Rico. So it's not just Chicago, it's everywhere.
So take home a little piece of CTA history for the holidays as a fond memory of Chicago's transit system that you ride each day.
We're still basically a customer service oriented business, no matter if it's about transportation or retail. The goal is the customer.
This hat is available through the CTA's Gift Express. Don't Be Jack is a campaign designed to remind us all about common courtesy when using the CTA. It's one way to make the trip a little more pleasant, and all it takes is a little basic training.
During this holiday season, there are things we should all remember when riding the CTA to make the ride more pleasant for everyone. So don't be Jack. Common courtesy should start before you even board a CTA bus or train.
There is no written rule, but the courteous thing to do is to let the customer off the train or bus before you board.
And once you're on board the CTA, don't let shopping bags, briefcases, or purses take up the aisles or open seats.
During the holiday season, remember to keep your holiday packages tucked away so that they're not in the aisle so nobody trips and falls over them.
The Don't Be Jack campaign emphasizes courtesy when riding the CTA. And here's a little refresher on the basics. First, customers are not allowed to smoke or carry a lit cigarette, cigar, or pipe onto any CTA property, and persons caught may be fined up to $300. Also, any person consuming a food or beverage on a bus or train may be fined $100. Remember, if you're exiting a bus, move to the back. Don't stop the pack from entering at the front of the bus. Finally, be considerate when using a cell phone.
Try to keep your conversation down to a minimum. Try not to raise your voice. Just try and be courteous.
If you're traveling with children, you should also be aware that children must play it safe.
Keep an eye on them. Make sure that they're not unsafe. We want to have them sitting down at all times so that they're safe. If the train makes an abrupt stop, the child doesn't fall off the seat.
CTA customer Barbara Pulliam says common courtesy is important, and she tries to lead by example.
What I try to do is I try to demonstrate it. If an elder gets on the train, I'll give my seat to that elder. If I see a pregnant sister, I'll give my seat to that person.
So remember how important common courtesy is when you ride the CTA. And whatever you do, don't be Jack.
The holiday spirit comes alive all over the city each year, but especially here on the city's north side. This is a neighborhood where Swedish tradition is found on virtually every corner, and yet it represents the diversity that makes Chicago so great. Our destination? Andersonville.
Within minutes of arriving in this north side community, you know you're visiting a place where people take pride in their homes, their families, and their roots.
When I grew up, it was a great place to live, and then I think there were some times, periods when my parents still lived here, and I would have liked it if they moved. But now the property values are way up, and it's a great place to live now.
There's a real small town feel to this big city neighborhood known as Andersonville. Our tour guide is Joyce Dunn, a greeter for the Chicago Office of Tourism's Chicago Greeter program.
So Joyce, what makes Andersonville such a great destination?
Oh, gee, right off the track, I would say it's that multicultural aspect of the whole thing. You just walk along the streets and you see stores and shops and restaurants from every nation under the sun. That's primarily the surface of it. But when you get underneath, you really look for that Swedish element, which was the origin of this neighborhood.
The neighborhood dates back to the 1800s when immigrant Swedish farmers began moving north into what was at the time a suburb of Chicago. That rich Andersonville history is preserved at the Edgewater Historical Society and Museum.
Now, Andersonville is essentially part of Edgewater, a larger community, correct?
Correct. Andersonville is one of the communities in Edgewater, and we serve the Andersonville community.
And the heart of that community is what?
I would say the heart of the Andersonville community is Clark Street.
To walk along Clark Street is to walk down one of Chicago's most historic thoroughfares.
Clark Street began as an Indian trail, and later on it became part of Green Bay Road, which goes all the way up to Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Today, Clark Street is a vibrant, bustling commercial district with block after block of unique shops and restaurants.
Seems like there's some nice nightlife and dining around here as well.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. You have a choice of multinational, anything you want.
And I hear there are some pretty good cinnamon rolls somewhere around here as well.
Oh, that Swedish bakery, that's really tops. And plus, Ann Sather's that serves them. They make their own special kind.
And right next door to Ann Sather's, nourishment for the mind at the Swedish American Museum Center. Since 1976, this museum has been an anchor of Andersonville. Its permanent exhibit, The Dream of America, highlights the contributions of Swedes to our city.
The Swedes who came here got involved in the building industry or the building business. After the Great Fire in 1871, which coincided with the mass immigration from Sweden.
The story of the Swedish immigration is also reflected in this exhibit on Ellis Island. There's also a children's museum, and during the holiday season, many ways to learn about Swedish holiday tradition through classes and seminars.
I think Sweden has a very special heritage with the traditions at Christmas. and we just love to share them with anybody who cares to come through our doors.
And if you're looking for a last-minute holiday gift, check out the museum's gift shop for some unique ideas. Right across the street from the museum, you'll find Simon's.
So, tell us about this awesome bar.
Well, this is a very special place for the neighborhood of Andersonville. It's called Simon's Tavern. It was founded by an immigrant from Småland, Sweden named Simon Lundberg. And this is Simon in the portrait up here.
Simon Lundberg's family sold the bar in the 1990s to Scott Martin, a longtime neighborhood resident who is committed to preserving the bar's unusual and historic charm. And before it was a bar, Simon ran an underground drinking club in the basement, a speakeasy during Prohibition.
This is the NN Club. It's members only. This was the room, and there was only 4 tables down here where the guys would sit, and they had a box of whiskey bottles, and then they'd sit at 4 different tables, and that was it.
When the bar legally opened in 1934, Simon ran it, always with the people of this community in mind. It was around that time that the French ocean liner, the Normandy, was every traveler's fantasy.
There was such hoopla, and nobody, of course, in this neighborhood could afford to go on the Normandy. Simon thought he'd try to build a bar that would have the feel of one on the Normandy. So that's why you see the portholes in the back bar, and all the woodwork is rounded, curved, giving it nautical feel.
Patrons still enjoy the neighborhood bar feel at Simon's. The holiday season is a great time to stop by Simon's for a trip down memory lane. And it's a great time to visit Andersonville, where every year the holiday spirit comes alive. The best way to get here? On the CTA, of course. Here are the routes that will get you here. So why not explore Andersonville on the CTA?
We're about halfway through our route, on our way to our last stop, Daley Plaza. CTA employees strive each day to provide service that is on time, clean, safe, and friendly. Keeping things presentable helps to make your trip more pleasant. And no one is working harder at that than CTA employee Naaman Harper.
If you walk through Cumberland Station, be sure to notice the sparkling steel, the squeaky clean windows, and the spick and span floors. After all, they're being maintained by the king of cleanliness. Naaman Harper is a janitor at Cumberland Station and this year's Rail Cleanliness Rodeo winner. In his first year in the competition, he surpassed the rest and took the title as the CTA's top custodian.
So my main thing was just to go out and have fun, and everything else was gravy. It was really a shock to me, actually, when they told me that I won.
During the finals competition, Naaman went head-to-head with other janitors in skilled cleaning tasks. Then, there was the obstacle course.
Yeah, we have your regular old-fashioned bucket and mop like Harold Burnett had, and they go through this obstacle course and little ramps, and we make it pretty tricky, and it's tough, fill a little water trying to get through this.
The Rail Rodeo is a great way for janitors from the CTA's 144 rail stations to show their stuff.
You join into a competition like this and you walk away as a champion, all of a sudden you take a step back and say, wow, I am good. I do have some great skills and talent, and you get your chest pumped up and you feel that much better about what you do day in and day out.
While Naaman is proud of his win, he's still focused on his daily tasks at Cumberland Station.
I started at 5 o'clock in the morning and worked till 1:30 in the afternoon. I clean up the complete station and the platforms, the windbreakers, make sure the station is void of dust.
Naaman works hard for the CTA's customers, and he enjoys receiving positive feedback.
Even when you're doing some of the most nominal things that you don't think they notice, they come up and say thank you, or you're doing a good job, or it smells nice.
And today customers say they appreciate a clean station.
I'm familiar with the other subways, like in Rome. Actually, this is cleaner than the one in Rome.
The The CTA's janitors are on duty every day of the year, so the system is always looking its best for CTA customers.
The thing I like about the CTA is that with the system always being clean and everything, it also gives our passengers the opportunity to focus on the other things that are important through their day, whether it's their family or their jobs or things of that nature.
Most families have their own special holiday traditions, and the CTA is no exception. Every year, employees deck out a train with an elaborate display of lights and decorations. Over the years, it's gotten so much attention that even Santa himself is going along for the ride.
A one-of-a-kind train can be spotted on the rails of the CTA this month. And on board, you'll find some very special guests. Santa Claus, the elves, and some of his reindeer are coming to town. Once again, Santa has landed his sleigh on the CTA's holiday train to delight Chicagoans and spread holiday cheer.
This is my love. I love doing this train. This is one of the most enjoyable things that anybody, even a Santa, can ask to do, because the smiles that you get, the goodness that you give, and just watching people be happy, it means the world to me.
Santa's sleigh sits aboard a unique CTA flat car that allows him to greet customers and keep a close eye on the reindeer.
The ride outside on this particular conveyance isn't that bad because it does only get up to 50 miles an hour. Once you start going up a little higher in the air levels, things get a little rougher and a little colder
The CTA began constructing Santa's special car weeks before his arrival. The car is outfitted to keep Santa happy and comfortable during his journeys around Chicago.
The flat car is Santa's paradise. He has his sleigh, his 5 reindeer. The gingerbread house contains our operations for the train.
Santa's car isn't the only one decked out as a holiday wonderland. Each of the 6 cars of the holiday train have been decorated to make riding the Santa Express an experience to remember.
At nighttime, it's such a visual thing to see. This year we'll have almost 55,000 lights on the train, interior and exterior. The inside is as beautiful as the outside, and you just have to see it to really appreciate it.
And riding inside the train, you can't help but stay in the holiday spirit.
Once you get aboard the train, we have really festive holiday music playing continuously. We have elves and elfettes that walk through the train to greet you, and if you're really lucky and Santa has time, he will enter your car and visit with you.
For the past 12 years, the CTA's holiday train has thrilled children and adults alike. And this year, the train continues to be a big hit with customers.
The children had never seen it, so we thought we'd just come out. It's a nice warm evening, and just to have a look at it. And it's beautiful.
It's pretty, you know, all the lights on here and everything. The kids like it.
CTA customers pay the standard fare to ride the holiday train. The train will travel various rail lines during December, and here's a look at where and when you can hop on board. For more details on the holiday train schedule, call CTA customer service at 1-888-YOUR-CTA or log on at www.transitchicago.com. Now remember, 'tis the season to be jolly, so see you on board the Santa Express train.
With the new year right around the corner, it's time to start thinking about taxes and new ways to stretch your hard-earned dollar. One way is through the CTA's Transit Benefit Program, which is keeping customers like Jennifer Flood on the move.
Jennifer Flood hops on board the CTA every day to go from her Lakeshore Drive apartment to her office downtown. But Jennifer isn't just a dedicated CTA customer. She's also smart with her money. She takes part in the CTA's Transit Benefit Program.
The money is automatically deducted from my paycheck, and every month I get the card. I don't have to worry about continually how much money do I have on there, how do I have to fill up the card with money, and it just makes it much more convenient, and it's a savings as well.
The Transit Benefit Program is a great perk for CTA customers and their employers. The program allows employees to buy transit cards pre-tax and save up to 40% on commuting costs. Here's how it works.
Let's say, for instance, you get $1,000 a month. You're taxed on $1,000. But through the program, the $60 is subtracted from the $1,000, and now you're only taxed on $940. People need to get to work, and they want to save as many dollars as they possibly can. And we'll get them there, and we'll help them save money.
The savings can be significant, up to $464 a year, depending on your tax bracket. Employers benefit as well.
While the employee is saving 100% on taxes, the employer reduces payroll taxes. So they don't pay FICA and they don't pay unemployment tax.
Jennifer's employer, Agency.com, set up the Transit Benefit Program for their employees 2 years ago, and nearly everyone in the company participates.
The employees can determine how much they would like deducted from their paychecks, and again, it's pre-tax, in increments of $30, $60, or an unlimited pass as well.
Since the employee deductions are automatic, your CTA card is always full, which is really convenient if you're hurrying to get back and forth from work each day.
When you're rushing out of the house to go to work in the morning, you're not sure how much money you have on your card, and you know if you're part of the program that you either have $30 on your card or $60 on your card at any given time to get yourself to work or wherever you need to go.
The Transit Benefit Program is popular with Chicago businesses. About 2,800 companies participate and more than 65,000 employees.
Anybody that takes public transportation to get to and from work is definitely going to want to take advantage of this program. This is money that they're going to spend no matter which way they look at it. They need to get to and from work on a daily basis.
I would say if you're not involved in the Transit Benefit Program, it's definitely something that as an employer I would recommend you checking out. It's a great value to the company as well as the employees.
If you want to know more about the Transit Benefit Program, or if you would like the CTA to provide information to your employer, please contact the Transit Benefit Hotline at 312-396-8450. You can also visit www.transitchicago.com to learn more. And remember, the start of the new year is the perfect time to start a tax benefit that will last you all year long.
We're jumping on board the number 22 Clark Street bus on our way to Daley Plaza, where each year the holiday spirit is evident to everyone. It's our last stop.
Named after one of Chicago's great mayors, the Richard J. Daley Center anchors what has become known as Daley Plaza. Every day, thousands of Chicagoans pass through Daley Plaza, while others stop to enjoy all that it has to offer year-round. The world-famous Picasso, the farmers market, the lunchtime entertainment, the holiday festivities. All around the plaza is a bustling downtown atmosphere and, yes, nightlife. There's a revived theater district and plenty of new top-notch restaurants. It's all right in the heart of Chicago's Loop, and the CTA can get you here.
We'll tell you more about that in January. On behalf of the CTA, I'm Dale Rivera, wishing you a happy and healthy holiday season. See you next year on Connections.
For more information about the CTA or to use the RTA's trip planner, visit our website at www.transitchicago.com. Or for customer service matters, call 1-888-YOUR-CTA. For travel information, call the RTA at 836-7000 from anywhere in the Chicago area. And to find out more about the Chicago Office of Tourism's Chicago Greeter program, call 312-744-8000 or visit chicagogreeter.com on the web.